Okay, so as of today, it's not today, it's just few hours before. As we know that, um, so it's been a rough day for me because today I've seen um, one side celebrating, calling it a celebration of Hagia Sophia being converted into a mosque and prayers being held. I just saw the video of Erdogan and everyone sitting in sitting in this Hagia Sophia and praying, you know, to Allah and with a mask and so on. And at the same time, I'm also seeing the Greek Orthodox Church in US and parts of the world mourning for this. They've made this day into a national day of mourning, and clearly I mourn with them. The United States Conference, Bishops Conference has said that uh, Catholics should also mourn with Eastern Orthodox brothers, and so it's a very tough day for me. It's a very sad day for me. I've seen the enemy lifted to the power. In fact, this entire day of this month of coronavirus, at first I have to admit that when Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, I used to believe that he's just like other traditional Catholics, hating Pope Francis and hating Vatican II and hating others in general. Uh, but uh, and he when he wrote to the President Trump that Mr. President, the power of hell has been unleashed. I didn't believe in it. Okay, it's because I mean it's not the first time. It's a natural calamity and so on and so forth. Every time saying to a disease like this as wrath of God and power of hell being unleashed. But then I see uh, you know after all these things all these have come past. I see uh, people, first of all, because of this coronavirus, people worldwide have not been able to, you know, pray in the churches and receive Eucharist. For almost 3 to 4 months in many parts of the world, you cannot receive Eucharist. It's for the first time we have seen that worldwide people are not able to receive Eucharist. Worldwide, we see that there are you know some places where people of other religions are allowed to have their own form of worship, but Christians are not allowed to have. Catholics are not allowed to have mass. Uh, when it comes to the Catholic faith and Christians, you see mass desecration of churches, of burning of churches. You see the other day one more church in France got burned. You see rioters toppling down statues of saints and desecrating the statues of saints, Mother Mary, others and so on. uh, People are saying openly that we will tear down all these statues and we will tear down cathedrals and so on. And in general, if you look at the life of various people, they are not able to work to their full potential and live to their full potential. And of course, at this particular point of time, even the Hagia Sophia being uh, you know converted to a mosque, it's a tough time for me. It's really a tough time for me. It's a time for lamentation, no doubt about it. In fact, during these days, the book of Lamentations, I'm reading it again and again. And I'm also having a ray of hope in the coming generations. And I don't know whether this prophecy of the great Catholic monarch will come true or not, but I want it to come true. Where, and of course, I don't know whether this prophecy is there or not. People, they're saying that they would defeat the Islamic armies. Um, whether there is some, I just overheard in one of the videos which said about this. So, and I want that to happen. And one of the videos also said that the Hagia Sophia would be converted to a church again. And in that sense, I am glad, because I don't want. I would have rather liked if you give me an option that whether Hagia Sophia should be a museum or whether Hagia Sophia should be a mosque. I would definitely prefer Hagia Sophia being a museum. But if you ask me this question, do you want that Hagia Sophia should be converted from a museum to a church, or it should be converted from mosque to a church in future? I would be saying it should be converted from mosque to a church. Um, and since it has become a mosque right now, I hope and I pray for this, for the coming of the great Catholic monarch who would change things apart, who would destroy this Islamic armies and Islamic kingdoms, who would re-establish Christendom in Europe and worldwide, and the coming of good Pope as well, and the Holy Pope who would be there. And of course, after his period, there would be Antichrist as well. I know that. See, one thing we have to always remember: I don't care who is killing me. If at the end of the day I would be killed, which means that at the end of the day there is persecution of the worldwide Catholic Church. Now I don't. It doesn't matter to me whether communists were the Antichrist, or whether Muslims would be the Antichrist, or whether Hindus would be the Antichrist, or whether Protestants would be the Antichrist, or anybody would be the Antichrist, or let's say former Catholics would be Antichrist. Um, at the end of the day, they're killing and destroying the Catholic Church, persecuting the Catholic Church. And yeah, so it doesn't matter. But one thing is for sure, that God will never leave us. And what we can do is we can pray, we can fast, we can repent, we can change our ways. Uh, we can learn more about history, and we can learn from the loss, but and we can forgive them. That's the most important thing, perhaps. We need to forgive them. It's difficult, if you ask me. See, I haven't even gone to Hagia Sophia even once, but I know what it means to me, and I know what it means to the church, and I know what it means to Christians. And therefore I have regret.